All right, so putting in this new battery. Now there's quite a few videos actually on how to best kind of get this thing out here. I got the light here, and I was going to show a couple things. This is a 23 Lowrider ST. There are a few things. I had a couple extra pieces too. I've got the Trask Checkmate down here, so I have this piece that kind of routes up through here, so I had to get that stuff out. But obviously the easiest way is to get the seat off. You can get the negative battery terminal off. These are the only tools that I've used. I've got a long Phillips head screwdriver that I actually just use right on the top here to come in and get that Phillips head screw off. I use these pliers just to grab a hold of that Phillips head screw right here so that it didn't fall out someplace. This is a little, like a trim puller, and down right here at the bottom of the battery there's a little bracket that comes on here, and so you just kind of pull that off. And then really kind of the pain in the butt part, back in the back over here, and then way over on the other side is where you've got the two pieces that are like kind of connected. And so you just basically have to just kind of wiggle this thing around. You cannot get to the positive terminal until you get this piece of plastic off. And then you just can come in, do the same thing, come in through the top, get that one off, and then pull it out and then basically put it all back together. So that's where I'm at now. Once I get the new battery and all that stuff, I'll come back and show you that going back in. All right, so we're up on top. So I've got that piece off, right? So that plastic piece, that sheath that covers everything up here, and the battery moves around. It's ready to come out, but what is left to get to is, and I'll get that out of the way, but you can see the top of that is a Phillips head screwdriver. So I use those long pliers again, and we'll you know, kind of get that whole thing squared away here. So we'll see what that looks like. All right, so the battery is out. Let me give you a good view of what it looks like in there. So you can see back over on this side, right? I don't know if I can get any light in here. I don't think I can. Here we go. So this little piece right here, and then there's a piece right here. This is where this piece right here connects to. You can see in the back there's this little piece right there, and that's what connects onto the piece back in the back. And then this piece right here is what connects back over to the back there. Next thing here are the next thing here is the battery. So this is the Antigravity, the ATX20 HD, and then this is the stock battery. So you can kind of get an idea of the size. This thing is way less, like half is less, probably more than half is less. I think the stock battery weighs 17 pounds, and this thing weighs like 4 or something like that. So it's significantly lighter, no question about that. One thing you want to make sure, obviously, when you put this thing back in, you got to put the positive, you know, towards the left-hand side of the bike, etc., etc. So let's kind of get it back in here and see how that goes. All right, so kind of getting it most of the way put back together again. There was a few things I could have done up here. I just decided to kind of shave a little bit off. The box comes with, and it's in the box down here, but it comes with these little kind of rubber pieces that I guess you can, because this battery is smaller than the stock one, and so it comes with these little kind of foam or rubber pieces, and you can put them on the bottom to get this thing to stand up a little bit, or you can put it on the side or something like that. It fits pretty snug in here, And once you get this clamp on right there, once you get this clamp on right here, and then the one way back in the back over there, it just like kind of hooks around it, it's not going anywhere. And so this line, actually, the negative line is actually outside of the casing. So when I put it all back together again, I forgot how it went. I actually put the negative back on and then tried to put this plastic piece on. I was like, hey, what the hell's going on here? This waits until the end, whereas you have to get the positive down there on before you put this back in because it covers it up. So there's that part of it. I actually thought about kind of cutting that a little bit just in case I ever needed to get to the positive. Then have to take the whole bike apart to do that, or at least down here. So a couple things for me. I'm gonna have to feed this back through. This is for my Trask. It's gonna go back through there. These lines go on this piece right here. This is for the ABS. This little piece right here is for the ABS for the rear brakes, and that just kind of, there's all these little kind of these little channels right here that you can feed that back up. And so really at this point it's just about kind of getting it to look nice again, and then we'll fire it up. Well, that's pretty freaking awesome. So this isn't a difficult job to do at all. It's a pain in the butt, and it would suck to have to do this if you were on the side of the road someplace. But honestly, to do it, you really only need your Torx here, which I think this is the 25, to get the bolts off of the side of this thing, which you should have in a bag. And then I needed a long, you could get away with one not this long, but I needed a long Phillips head to come in through the top to get to the screws. Both of those screws are Phillips head on the top. I've seen guys go grab them with ratchets and stuff. And then I had a long pair of needle nose that I could stick in and grab the nut, because the last thing I wanted to do was to keep from having to go fish around down there, have a loose nut rolling around. And that was basically it. I did use, I don't know that I would need to do it on this battery because it's so much lighter, but the original battery was so heavy that I actually needed to use this flathead screwdriver and to get underneath it and to kind of pry it up a little bit so that I could get my hand underneath it and get some leverage to pull it out. So some kind of a pry device. This, again, worked pretty fine. It didn't even need to be this long. I was just trying to find something that had the widest tip to it that I could. And so really, we're pretty good to go. The other thing that I got along with this is this charger. So one of the things that you need to be very careful about is if you go to Lithium, you cannot use, so I've been using this guy down here for my battery charger. This is just the old battery tender guy. If you plug that into your lithium ion, you're going to blow everything up. So this is what was recommended. I got this from Speed Addicts, I think, but this was recommended to go along with it. And so yeah, there's that. Here you go. All right, folks. Well, hopefully that was helpful for everybody. Not a bad job, all in all, getting that battery out and cleaning it back up again. But hopefully this lithium ion is good preventative maintenance. But definitely, as you can tell, definitely sounds like it starts the bike up a little bit quicker. Anyway, hope this is helpful. Thanks, folks.